which our ministry is. It's not a motorcycle ministry. It's for cars too. So anybody that joins our ministry, we don't care if you got a motorcycle or whatever you got. You know, you're welcome to come. That's the reason it's called a motor ministry. I was praying about the ministry, and God finally took me to the Bible one night about 3 in the morning, took me to the verse in Romans, gave me the name for the ministry, and actually gave me the Bible verse we use on all of our ministry stuff and everything. So that's how that come about. So it's pretty cool how God does stuff when we stop trying to do it ourselves and give it to Him.
At 3323 West Green Hill Road, we'll go behind the scenes of a body shop that restores motorcycles, cars, and trucks. But the greatest mission in what Jennifer and Gary does is from their heart with friends and sharing the heart of Christ.
The MyUsage app is a way to conveniently pay online, anytime, day or night. You can also come by any Caney Fork Electric office and sign up for the prepay option available using the MyUsage app. Know exactly how much electricity is used each day and the cost. Best of all, no monthly bill. You can set up email or text alerts, keep track of your usage, and pay your bill, all with the MyUsage app from Caney Fork. Caney Fork Electric, keeping you informed.
Security Federal Savings Bank is always pleased to provide virtually every banking service you could ever need. But more than that, we are proud to offer a relationship with you, your family, or your company. We've been here supplying just what you need and building a trust, a relationship. And that's something hard to find these days. Our bankers are here for you, here to help. If you are interested in a relationship, come to the friendliest bank in town, Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insider. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
Hey guys, I'm Gary Bandy, and this is my body shop. It's called Broken Toys, and this is part of my life. I've been doing it for about 30-something years, and I do a little bit of everything. We've done a lot of older car restorations, and then we do some insurance work, and then we do a lot of airbrush and custom work. But this has been part of my life for several years, but it's also part of our ministry too. We do a ministry called Armor of Light. And we go to car shows, share the gospel with people, and do motorcycle ministry, go in some of the clubhouses, and do jail and prison ministry. But been doing it for quite a while now, and it's been a blessing. But you want to check out the shops?
Yeah. What you got on the table?
Well, yeah, this is some stuff we're doing. This is an FXRT Harley. I'm painting for an MMA fighter, Cody Garbrandt. And we did a few bikes for him lately, but just doing some simple flames, and it's purple and yellow and orange. And then there's a friend of mine that's in the military. We've been doing some stuff for him. Did a Bible verse and the wing plane and some little planes on the sides of the fairing and stuff like that, and some cloud work. But
so tell me what got you into this?
Well, when I was a kid, we grew up, it's Warren County, so we grew up around the nursery stuff. So, when I was growing up, and my dad always messed with cars and was building some kind of old car and everything. And we grew up kind of poor, so I didn't really have a lot of money to fix nothing. So I kind of got into messing around with the cars when I was young, and then it seemed to just progress from that. And then I ended up finally building my own shop, and it was in Smithville at the time. And I started doing it there, and then it was kind of by mistake I got into the custom stuff. Well, I started doing it after I'd been painting for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years, and just tried it. I'd always drawed and messed around with art a little bit when I was a kid, but when I finally got into it, it was kind of wild. I'd just got in church and got saved and started following Christ, and I gave my life to Him, and then I told Him, I said, Lord, if you just let me be able to do this, I'll always honor You with everything we do. So I always end up, so that's how everybody knew I painted is back years ago, is because I'd put a cross on everything and a Bible verse and everything. So that's kind of how that started, but it just grew from then. I've had stuff in all the magazines and been doing it a long time, but God's really blessed my life. And as far as this job, it's always a blessing to work for yourself, but it always has its ups and downs, but with anything else. But the ministry end's been the real blessing of everything.
I noticed you can't hide your logo and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Come up with that.
Yeah. Well, I was always known. I used to wear my hat flipped up all the time, so that kind of wore off. And the little skull and respirator guy, he's been on my logo for I don't know, probably 15 years, and everybody kind of just liked it. And you know how young guys are, just want to have the cool logo, but.
Can't miss the Romans 13:12.
Yeah, Romans 13:12. That's our ministry verse. It's put on the whole armor, or put on the armor of light, and deny the works of darkness. Don't give no provision to the flesh to do the lust thereof. And it's also, as it goes on down in a verse, to say, put on Christ Jesus, and follow Him. So yeah, that's where the verse come from. Actually, when we started the ministry, we was in a Christian motorcycle ministry, and God kept pulling me a different way to do a motor ministry, which our ministry is. It's not a motorcycle ministry. It's for cars too. So anybody that joins our ministry, we don't care if you got a motorcycle or whatever you got. You're welcome to come. That's the reason it's called a motor ministry. But I was praying about the ministry, and God finally took me to the Bible one night about 3 a.m. Took me to the verse in Romans. Give me the name for the ministry, and actually give me the Bible verse we use on all of our ministry stuff and everything. So that's how that come about. So it's pretty cool how God does stuff when we stop trying to do it ourselves and give it to Him. Hey guys, we're in the lower shop now. We was in my paint booth before, and that was the outside of my paint booth. But this is where we actually do the body work and stuff. And we got some projects going on in here. We got one that's already been painted, but we got a '66 Chevelle here we're building for a guy. And there's a Scout, International Scout we're doing. We're actually taking the Scout body off and skinning it over a Cherokee chassis. So that'll be pretty cool. This Chevelle, it's got 700 horse.
Show me around it.
Yeah, it's kind of dirty right now where we've been doing some body work, but we replaced the skins and the quarters and new door skins, and all the metal work's pretty well done, but we got to get it started, and we'll try to get this done before the summer and everything. But there's also a custom chassis that I built for another truck we're building over here. If you can get through here, there's so much stuff in here. Yeah, we might be able to squeeze through here, maybe. Anyway, this is a frame I built for a 50 Chevrolet truck. It's dirty right now, but it's LS and air ride and all that stuff, and it's all custom. Everything is on the frame. It's just dirty right now, but we'll have this probably in paint in the next few weeks. The cab's up to the other shop. It's a 49. It's actually a 49 pickup. But it'd be LS and air conditioning and all the amenities of a new car. But and there's also a C10 back there I've got to do for a guy. It's just a cab right now, and everything. But this is where we do our body work in here.
Got a Mustang in the back?
Yeah, Mustang here. Little Mustang we just did. It's been painted for a month. I guess a guy ain't had time to come pick it up. He's got to get the motor put in and stuff. But one of those deals. Yeah, I've been doing old cars for a long time. A lot of restoration. We did a lot of Barry Jackson stuff and shipped overseas too and stuff like that. But we've slowed down on that. We do a lot of motorcycles now and stuff. You cut the lights on the back. Is it open? We got a room on the back if you want to look in here. It's kind of the motorcycle stuff. There's a bike in here. I painted it if you want to see it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Come back here. But this is kind of Get this out of the way here. Shut the door. Motorcycle area. Lighting ain't hardly as good back here. We got. Is that all right? Anyway, this is a motorcycle just painted for a friend of mine. It's a lowrider style bike. You can't really tell anything about the paint without a light. You got it fresh on? Yeah. It's metal flake. It's
Oh, that's beautiful.
you see the flake. It's got a lot of metal in it.
Now I would call that metallic. What
Yeah, well, the metallic paint's a little bit finer, but
Okay,
the metal
I got
flake's a
you.
little bit
I got
more.
you. That's
It's got a lot of flip to it.
Oh,
But
wow.
anyway, we did this for a friend of ours, a young man named Ethan, and he does ministry with me, and I actually let him come in and help me with it, and so it kind of learned him some stuff too. But and you'll see the cross on the back. It's on the back of it's on the back fender back where the cross is. I always put the cross on everything.
Just tell me about, I know you said something about the guy coming in. You talked about part of ministry off camera.
Yes, there's a cross on the back of it.
Discipleship don't happen just overnight.
No.
For some people that's watching, that's part of your ministries. Not just bringing them to Christ, to the cross, but also at least trying to engage them with discipleship.
Sure,
How
absolutely.
important is it, and how can people maybe grow from that to maybe do themselves?
Well, discipleship is coming alongside somebody. If you can get a men's group together and get some men together that's willing to take somebody alongside of them and kind of call them and check on them and just, read some scripture to them and help them pray and read scripture and follow God and learn them how to, keep away from the world and follow Christ. Sometimes, we can lead people to the cross, but once they get past the cross, it's what counts. It's like the parable of the seed sower. Some fell by the wayside, some sprung up among the thorns and got choked out by the world. But if somebody don't have some root in them after they're saved, it's hard to survive in this world. With all the stuff we deal with in daily life. But we need discipleship really bad right now for young men, for sure. And the churches, they need to come.
Somebody that's in the background. You want to tell just
Yeah.
introduce him?
This is a young man that works for me. His name's Robbie Jones, and I know he may get tired of me telling people, but I'm proud of him. But he's out of the jail ministry we do, and he accepted Christ in jail, and he's been clean for 2 years. And you can tell a little bit about yourself, Robbie.
I've had a rough life, just into all kinds of drugs and everything, and finally one day I just got tired of it and tried everything else, and I gave it to God, and as they say, the rest is history. I got saved in jail, I got baptized in the creek right here
Yeah.
one day, and
Yeah, we have a local creek, so it's pretty.
we do baptizes in the creek down here,
Yeah.
and I've been here for almost 2 years, and it's not my job that I love, it's
Yeah.
who I get to spend my job with.
Yeah.
It helps me grow in my relationship with God.
Yeah.
And, I'm not comfortable sharing the gospel with folk yet, but I am getting there. And
Yeah.
I can just tell them what he's done for me, and that's my way to start.
You're going to have a graduation after this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're on camera and everything, so
Yeah.
you can share it to whoever thou
Well, if anybody wants help or needs help, come see us.
Yeah.
We'll always.
This shop
we'll
is
always-
open to anybody that needs prayer or needs to talk about, but
So you got some more models here. Tell me a little bit about their story.
This is my wife's motorcycle, and she rides it. So I actually snuck it in on her. She was wanting to learn how to ride, and I bought it. And this is actually a one-day paint job. No, one day. Yeah, this is a one-day paint job, and it's metal flake too. But if anybody that does paint work, you can't hardly see the flake in it till you get out in the sun. But it's actually a one-day or so. But it's dirty right now. But
Tell folks we're going to get to meet your wife in just a moment.
yeah, we have a store on the place, and we do like hot rod memorabilia, motorcycle stuff, and all that kind of stuff too. And what we wanted to do when we was doing this place is we want a place where people could stop and get a Coke and a pie or whatever, and see some cool stuff. And if they want to walk around and talk, and we'll share the gospel with them. You
I
know,
want to do that. I think I even asked you. I passed it. I don't know how many times.
yeah.
But what's the times that it's open?
We're open by appointment on the store. We usually do it in the summertime because she works at the school, so you know it kind of kills it. But I'm here all the time. Somebody else come in and talk, or come in the store all them in. You know.
Cool.
So
Tell me about this. This is beautiful.
the eagle is handmade.
No way.
Yeah, there's a Laotian guy built that, and it's I bought it off a boy. He had it on Marketplace, and it's 14-foot wingspan to wingspan.
Wow.
And I made the Harley sign, and it lights up too. But yeah, this is just, we're just now getting started. But we also do a swap meet here on this place in July. That's really cool. We have the ministry come out. We serve food all day. We share the gospel with people, and we have vendors set up all over the whole property. And it's just a fun day for everybody to come
So
out.
let us promote it for you.
Yeah,
Make sure you tell
it's
us
in
everything.
July. I'll make sure I will. Yeah, but it's a good event.
So you just got a lot of unique stuff. You got this one
Yeah,
here.
this is a handmade sign from a friend of mine, and he made it for me, and it lights up too, but it's a welder guy, but it's got Broken Toys in it too.
That's awesome.
But the shops are like, we try to make it just for a cool place for guys to come in and visit, you know what I mean, hang out and all that stuff. And we're always open to young people. You know, I want to give back because I'm not as young as I used to be. But if a young person comes here and says, "Hey, I'd like to learn how to do some of this," we will definitely help them. You know, facilitate that. You know, but that's we need to be giving back to this generation. You know, because would get older every day.
So tell us about, you even meet with some gentlemen through the week. I know you go to a church.
I do.
But you also have a ministry where you meet with some men.
We do a ministry. You talking about the jail ministry or which one?
The other one too.
The
jail and the...
We have a meeting, a discipleship meeting through our ministry once a month with our ministry. And then right now we're doing a thing at our church called Better Man. And it's at 5 o'clock on Sunday evenings at Outreach in Smithville. But it's a good thing. It's a really good program for me. And this year, the study this year has been really good. It's about men better in God's world. So it's actually a good study. And changing our world, yeah. But our men's discipleship group, we get together and we have a monthly meeting once a month. And if you get on Armor of Light, the webpage, and this is our logo if you want to see it, if you see it on our backs. But when you get on our webpage, you find it. We do a monthly meeting. Everybody's welcome to anything we do. Our ministry is completely open to whoever wants to come. You have to be a member to be anything. But we like to do car shows, events. If somebody's got a need in community and we need to do a fundraiser, we try to do those. And we want to come to any churches that want to have a motor church. We do a thing called a motor church. What it is we'll come in on a Saturday. We don't want to fix the service, or have anything to cause anything, or for the church to have to do anything different on a Sunday service. We want to just come in a day that the church is not having a service and do what we call a motor church, which will be a cruise in. We'll preach the gospel, we'll sing, we'll do some music, and just have a good time in the Lord and tell people about Jesus. That's what it's all about. Yeah. I'm Gary, and this is my wife Jennifer, and you want to tell them something about our store? This is our little store we have in place too, just next to the bike shop.
So several years ago, this building was, it could have just been.
Well, it was a flower shop at one time, and it went down, and we was looking at it one day, and I told her we both like going to swap meets and flea markets and everything.
We love picking.
And the little off-the-wall stores and stuff that and because that's dying off, the little stops on the side of the road. So we decided, hey, let's make us a place that people can just hang out, come stop, and have a little everything. So yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, we love.
Every piece has a story.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, and I love just seeing because we post a lot on Facebook Marketplace, and we have a website and things like that. But when somebody comes in and they just find that certain item, and just seeing how happy they are to find that is just, it's worth doing what we do.
And I do custom signs too, by the way. If somebody wants like a hand-painted sign, a custom, I did one for a gentleman, about a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, but the man come in and he was talking about his dad, and I did him an Indian motorcycle sign. But he literally come in and he picked it up. He said, I just wish my dad, and he started crying because he was telling me his dad, but it was just that touching for him to see that and had his name on it and all stuff, But stuff like that, just seeing people connect with an item from their past, or sometimes we had a guy come from like Atlanta to get a toy we had that he couldn't find, and he was just so connected with him. He was so excited about it,
We do a lot of repop gas and oil signs, and sometimes we have real signs. But we really want the store to be something where anybody can come in and find something they can afford. We don't want just, things that are really expensive.
Yeah.
We love gas and oil. We love 1950s car, bike, truck, anything like that. So that's really what we pick. We don't really focus on the antiques as much as we do retro stuff. So that's the kind of stuff we love. I love Elvis. So we have a lot of Elvis.
Yeah, she's an Elvis fan for sure. There's some pieces over here. Like I did this record player. It's a 50s record player, and I painted it and painted insides, and it works good. It's
for sale.
It's got scallops and a hood ornament off cars, some stuff on it. It's pretty cool. And there's a shelf I made there. And there's a lot of hand-done stuff, and we have a lot of the Franklin Mint Harleys and stuff and things. That's like the original Harley dealership. The front of it would look like when they first made the first Harley. And I don't know, there's a little everything that you ain't gonna find everywhere else, We have West Coast chopper stuff and
a lot of West Coast.
And a lot of there's some vintage Hot Wheels buildings over here and stuff. I mean, there's a little everything. If you're a car guy, you have to go around it like a few times to,
That's what a lot of people say.
Or a motorcycle,
They have to go around several times to see things.
If you got a shop, a man cave, or anything that you want to decorate, we can facilitate that. For sure. But we usually have more stuff I've painted too. We actually sold out like right after Christmas. We sold a bunch of stuff on the hand painted stuff and stuff. So
even some pre-made signs on.
Yeah, I cut out. Yeah, I bought those off of a body shop. The guy that passed away when I visited, and I ended up buying a bunch of letters, and I ended up putting two on my shop with it. But yeah, we pick all kinds of stuff. You never know what you're gonna find. In the ministry, going back to that, there was a time in my life where I got down left field pretty bad, and I'd been through a bad divorce and some things, and it got where I've been around the motorcycle community for years, and painting bikes for tons of the clubs and all that stuff. And at one time in my life, I found myself. I didn't know who I was anymore, and got way away from God. And I was single again, and not doing stuff I should have been doing. Like I say, I was in a club at the time, and then she kept popping up on my Facebook feed. I couldn't figure out why. And she kept popping up. I'm like, I don't know who she is. And I was going to end up messaging her. So, but at the end of all this, to be said that I come back to God, and I gave my life back to Him, and following Him. But she had showed me a journal from the time she met me till the time that I come back to God, where she'd prayed for me every day. So, and it was kind of. But it was kind of sketchy for her because she was going to church, and I was coming in on a motorcycle from Kentucky and rolling in.
So I worked at a church in Manchester for 10 years in the office.
Yeah. So.
And when I met him, we had actually met before, but he was married, and he and his wife then were going to church there. But when we started dating, he was coming to church with me, and I was attending the church I worked at, and I knew nothing about motorcycle clubs or anything, and he's coming in on his bike with his vest on, and I know people are like, Jennifer, who are you dating?
Yeah, but it's an interesting story. We have a pretty big testimonies. I mean, but it's just amazing what God can do in your life if you let Him. Yeah. That's the biggest deal with all that is us giving our life to Christ and making Him Lord of our life. Like I tell people, He's either Lord of all or He's Lord of none. He's got to be center of your life. He's got to be first. And once we did that in our life, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because I tried to fill it up with junk for years. I mean, I think most men go around, and women, with a hole they're trying to fill up inside of them, and they try to do it with worldly things. I mean, if it could be drugs, alcohol, or whatever in the world that you're trying to, things or whatever. that you try to fill that void up in your life with. But what we got to realize is that void in our life is a God-shaped hole, and only He fills it up.
And from a woman's standpoint, before I met him, I was a single mom from the time my son was 6 months old until he was 18 when I sent him off to college. And then I met him. When we got married, it was very difficult because I was so independent. And I have learned, just grown through the years and still struggle, but that's where God is sanctifying us every day. That marriage is a picture of the gospel.
Absolutely.
And it's dying to self every day and knowing that you are serving your spouse. So it's
amazing. God's love never ceased to amaze me, And the fact that salvation's a free gift, we can't earn it. That's what the amazing part is. He died on that cross while we were yet sinners for our sins. The Bible, it says in Romans, if a man confesses with his mouth that Jesus is Lord and believes in his heart that God raised him from the dead, he can be saved. The moment we believe, we're saved. It's just through Him. And that's just, it just amazes me, I find myself amazed more with Him every day. And seeing the stuff He's doing around us, I told somebody, I said, things are cool and everything, and all the stuff that we do, we use everything we have now. Like you were talking about the old Bel Air out in front of the store, of mine, that was a tool. It's like a fishing lure. Mm-hmm. It's what I call them. And motorcycles are that 81. When I bought my last bike when we was in ministry, I got to the dealership, and I went outside with a bike and I rode it and come back, and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, I'm gonna go over and pray over this motorcycle. I said, because it's God's, it ain't mine. I said, I'm using this for ministry, and He's going to use it for a fishing lure, just to talk to people, because I know everybody had a no car or no motorcycle. A lot of times you'll pull up to the gas station or somewhere, and somebody's going to come up and talk to you about that. Well, what better opportunity is to share the gospel with somebody if that door opens, And we try to be attentive to that. In our ministry, we try to teach that the best time to share the gospel is when you can, if you get an opportunity. So that has been the biggest deal with our ministry. We've seen the need for that, and it's been a blessing. We've seen several people saved through the car shows and ministries in jail and prison, and it's just amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're here to further God's kingdom.
How can people find out more information about your stuff?
We have our webpage. Armor of Light?
Armor of Light on Facebook. Atomic Revival, that's the name of our store on Facebook, and Broken Toys is on Facebook.
I got a Facebook page of Broken Toys for the paint. You can see the stuff on there and stuff. And
I gotta ask the name of the store. Where's the name of the store?
Atomic Revival.
So the store actually used to be named
Jenny
Lynn Retro Shop. And then we kind of rebranded last year.
Yeah.
I guess it was last year.
We was trying to come up with something for all the different items.
And then it was more us than just me. So
it just come up. We don't know. Yeah. It was one of them deals we was out picking. We need to change the name. I said, well,
so we started.
So we got the little goofy game on top of a little spaceship. Yes. I'll paint it later, and it'll be a little more like a spaceship. But we just wanted the store to be somewhere we could have people could come in and then find something cool, but also have a Coke or a pie and have a good conversation. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. So we'll have tables outside in the summertime when it's warmer, and if you're riding your bike or old car or whatever, we'd love for people to stop by and just check us out.
Just a nostalgic thing.
Yeah. You'll see the big cross on the end of the building, and then the cross here, but actually the cross on the end of the building's got a wheel on it. So during Easter, the men get out and carry it. So we do that during Easter. So it's been a blessing. Our ministry too, all of our meetings are open, all of our ministry is open. We'd love to have people come. If you're interested in doing ministry or being part of a ministry that does car shows and motorcycle stuff or whatever, everybody's welcome. Just come and find out about it. We always welcome new members, and it's easy to get in. You just gotta love Jesus.